When I stop a car and approach the driver, can I ask if there's any weapons inside that vehicle? Yes, because that questioning is tied to the mission of stop, which is officer safety. Officer safety is part of every stop as per U.S. versus Rodriguez. However, I now expand that questioning to include, do you have any illegal drugs in the car? Is that okay? No, because now I'm going on a fishing expedition. I'm now expanding the scope of the stop without any independent reasonable articulable suspicion that there's criminal activity afoot. So what can we ask? That's why we have to read case law. Check out our YouTube channel where I have a full breakdown of this case. This is United States versus Raphael Ross. This is a Third Circuit Court of Appeals precedential opinion that was just decided on August 19th, 2025. This case is an important one for you to get a full breakdown of to understand that questioning that we are or are not allowed to do. In this case, officers are in South Philadelphia and they stopped the vehicle for illegal tinted windows. No issues with the stop. On approach, the officers see extreme signs of anxiety and nervousness, including shaking hands, stammering voice, quivering lips, heavy breathing, and a refusal to make eye contact. The initial officer noticed how nervous he was and was trying to calm down the driver. He noticed he was wearing a Rolex watch. The officer happens to be a watch collector. He talked to him about the watch and asked what he does for a living. He says that he owns a home health aid business. That whole interaction, the initial interaction, took 1 to 3 minutes. That watch and job conversation was about 5 seconds. Officer returns to the vehicle. He runs a inquiry and he sees that the driver was recently arrested for an illegal gun and he fought the police on that stop. His partner stayed and talked to Ross while the officer was doing that records check. And while she was up there, sees that he was reaching under the seat, sees that he was moving a jacket around the interior of the compartment. He twice was told to keep his hands up on the steering wheel and twice he refused. He was removed from the vehicle. They frisked the interior of the vehicle where they find an illegal semi-automatic firearm, heroin, and fentanyl. He was convicted, and on appeal, he's arguing that that line of questioning related to the watch and to the job inquiry was inappropriate under U.S. versus Rodriguez. However, the court looked at the totality of this, and they said that that was perfectly okay small talk. And the court broke down different types of inquiries that are permissible on a roadside stop. In this case, the officer was trying to establish a rapport with the driver. He was trying to calm him down. He was even trying to de-escalate by the way that he carried himself during that questioning. In short, context matters when assessing roadside questioning. Employment questions, when deployed as a pretext to sniff out unrelated criminal activity, can veer into this investigative lane. But in this particular case, that line of questioning was okay. Go over to our YouTube, do yourself a favor, and watch this full breakdown for a better understanding of what types of questions are permissible versus impermissible. Till next time, stay safe and subscribe for more.